The rain fell steadily outside the glass entrance of the Grand Crescent Hotel, one of the most highly rated luxury hotels in the city. Guests arrived in sleek cars while bellhops rushed to open doors and carry luggage. Inside, the marble lobby glowed under golden chandeliers. But that night, a man walked in who didn't look like the typical guest. He wore simple clothes, faded jeans, a worn jacket, and carried an old travel bag over his shoulder. His hair was slightly messy from the rain. A few guests glanced at him briefly, then looked away. The man calmly approached the front desk. Behind the counter stood Tyler, the evening front desk supervisor. He was known for being efficient, but also for judging guests by appearance. Tyler barely looked up. "Yes," he said impatiently. "I'd like to check in for the night," the man replied politely. Tyler finally looked up and immediately frowned. "We're a fully booked luxury hotel," Tyler said coldly. "Rooms here start at $450 a night." "I understand," the man replied calmly. "One room will be fine." Tyler leaned back in his chair and gave a small laugh. "Sir, maybe try the motel down the street." A couple standing nearby overheard the conversation. The man remained calm. "I believe you still have one executive suite available," he said quietly. Tyler's expression hardened. "Listen," Tyler said, lowering his voice but sounding irritated. "That suite costs more than your entire outfit." The bellhop nearby shifted awkwardly, but the man didn't react. "I'd still like to book it." Tyler shook his head. "We reserve those rooms for serious guests." At that moment, another employee, Maria, a young receptionist who had just started working there, looked uncomfortable. "Tyler, maybe we should check the system," she said softly. Tyler rolled his eyes. "Fine." He tapped on the keyboard quickly. Then he paused. His eyes widened slightly. Maria leaned closer to the screen. There it was. Executive suite. Available. The man had been right. Tyler sighed. "Even if it's available, we require a credit card authorization and..." The man calmly placed a sleek black credit card on the desk. Tyler picked it up. His expression changed. The name printed on the card read, Daniel Whitmore. Maria gasped quietly. Everyone who worked at the hotel knew that name. Daniel Whitmore was the owner of the Grand Crescent Hotel Group, which owned luxury properties across the country. Tyler's face turned pale. He looked up slowly. The man removed his cap. It was him, the real owner, Daniel Whitmore. The lobby suddenly felt very quiet. Tyler stuttered. Mr. Whitmore, I didn't realize." Daniel raised his hand calmly. "That's the problem." Maria looked nervous. Daniel leaned slightly forward. "Tonight I decided to visit my hotel. Not as the owner." He glanced around the lobby. "But as a guest." Several employees nearby had now stopped working and were watching. Daniel continued. "I wanted to see how guests are treated when they don't look wealthy." Tyler swallowed hard. Daniel looked at him steadily. "And what I found was disappointing." Maria spoke quietly. "Mr. Whitmore, I'm very sorry." Daniel nodded kindly toward her. "You were the only one who suggested checking the system." Then he turned back to Tyler. "You judged a guest before offering service." Tyler looked down. Daniel continued calmly. "A luxury hotel is not defined by marble floors or chandeliers." He gestured toward the lobby. "It's defined by how people are treated." A family sitting nearby nodded quietly. Daniel picked up his card. "Every guest who walks through those doors deserves respect." Tyler's voice trembled. "I understand, sir." Daniel straightened his jacket. "Good." He turned to Maria. "Please check me in." Maria quickly typed into the computer. "Yes, Mr. Whitmore." She handed him a key card with both hands. "Executive Suite, 1801. Daniel smiled slightly. "Thank you, Maria." Then he looked once more at Tyler. "Tomorrow morning we'll have a conversation about professionalism." Tyler nodded silently. Daniel walked toward the elevators as guests whispered quietly in the lobby. The rain continued falling outside the tall glass windows. But inside the hotel, one lesson had just been learned. In business and in life, respect should never depend on appearance. And sometimes, the quiet guest you underestimate owns the entire building,